Listen to me closely. The person you are right now cannot survive where you want to go. You have big dreams. You want the physique of a warrior. You want the bank account of a king. You want the peace of a master. But you are trying to build this new life on top of a rotting foundation. You are trying to drag your old habits, your old addictions, and your old weaknesses up the mountain with you. It is not working, and it never will. You do not need a new habit tracker. You do not need a morning routine. You do not need motivation. You need a funeral. For the next 30 days, we are not going to improve you. We are going to kill the version of you that is holding you back. We are going to suffocate the weakness, starve the distractions, and bury the excuses. This is not a challenge. This is an execution. Welcome to the brutal discipline of monk mode. Most people think monk mode is just about working hard. They think it is about locking yourself in a room and typing on a computer. This is a shallow understanding. True monk mode is a spiritual surgery. It is the deliberate removal of the parasite that has attached itself to your mind, the parasite of modern comfort. To understand why you must do this, we must first look at the biology of your failure. We call this the funeral of the ego. Why do you fail? You know what to do. You know you should train. You know you should work. You know you should sleep. But you don't. Why? Because the old you is an addict. You are not free. You are a biological puppet dancing to the strings of dopamine. Every time you check your phone without a reason, you are pulling the string. Every time you eat junk food because you are stressed, you are pulling the string. Every time you seek validation from strangers on the internet, you are pulling the string. Your nervous system has been hijacked. You are living in a state of high-frequency noise. Your brain is so flooded with cheap, unearned pleasure that it has forgotten how to do the hard things. You have lost the ability to sit in silence, and because you cannot sit in silence, you cannot hear your own purpose. The Shaolin masters have a teaching about the muddy water. Imagine a glass of water filled with dirt from the river. If you keep stirring the water, if you keep moving, keep shaking, keep adding more dirt, the water remains brown. You cannot see through it. It is opaque. This is your mind right now. It is stirred up by social media, by news, by gossip, by sugar, by porn, by cheap entertainment. You are trying to find clarity, but you keep stirring the glass. How do you clear the water? Do you put your hand in and try to pick out the dirt? No, that only stirs it more. To clear the water, you must do the hardest thing in the world. You must leave it alone. You must place the glass on the table and let it sit, absolutely still, for a long time. Slowly, gravity takes over. The dirt begins to settle at the bottom. The heavy particles sink. And for the first time, the water becomes crystal clear. You can see through it. Monk mode is the act of putting the glass down. It is the radical decision to cut the umbilical cord that connects you to the matrix of distraction. For 30 days, we are going to initiate a protocol of radical isolation. This scares you. I know it does. The idea of being alone with your own thoughts for 30 days is terrifying to the average person. Why? Because when the noise stops, the truth speaks. When you remove the distraction, you are forced to look at the mess you have made of your life. You are forced to look at your potential that you have wasted. You are forced to look at the gap between who you are and who you could be. That pain, that is not bad. That pain is the medicine. You must understand that the old you will fight this. Your ego will scream. It will tell you that you are lonely. It will tell you that you are missing out. It will tell you that one peek at your phone won't hurt. It will tell you that you deserve a break. These are the lies of a dying junkie. The old you feeds on validation. It feeds on noise. When you enter monk mode, you are cutting off the food supply. You are starving the parasite. And a starving parasite becomes violent before it dies. So, before we even discuss the routine, before we discuss the waking hours and the training, you must make a contract with yourself. A blood oath. You must accept that the next 30 days will not be fun. They will not be happy. They will be a dark, quiet tunnel. But you are not entering the tunnel to stay there. You are entering the tunnel because it is the only way to the other side. You are entering the tunnel to bury the weak version of yourself in the dark, so that the strong version can walk out into the light. We are performing a reset of your dopamine receptors. We are recalibrating your baseline for joy. Right now, you need high stimulation just to feel okay. By the end of this month, the taste of an apple will be sweet again. The feeling of the sun on your face will be enough. The satisfaction of a hard day's work will replace the cheap thrill of a video game. But to get there, you must walk through the Valley of Withdrawal. You must be willing to feel the boredom. You must be willing to feel the itch. Most people try to negotiate with the surgery. They say, I will do monk mode, but I will still check Instagram on weekends. I will do monk mode, but I will still watch Netflix at night. No, you cannot perform surgery with a dirty knife. For 30 days the door is closed. The phone is a tool, not a toy. The friends are on hold. The entertainment is zero. The world will continue without you. Let it spin. You have more important work to do. You are not missing out on anything out there. You are missing out on yourself. The funeral begins now. The grave is dug. The old you is kicking and screaming. Push him in. And let us begin the process of covering him with dirt, because only when he is gone can the real work begin. The first day feels heroic. You wake up early. You feel strong. You tell yourself, I am a machine. I can do this. But then comes day 3. Then comes day 5. Then comes day 7. This is where the romance dies. And this is where the Valley of Withdrawal begins. You need to know exactly what is going to happen to you, so you do not panic when it arrives. Because it will arrive. Your brain is not your friend right now. Your brain is a drug addict that has been cut off from its supply. For years, you have fed it a steady diet of high-intensity, low-effort dopamine. Scroll, click, like, sugar, porn, notification, hit, hit, hit. When you enter monk mode, you turn off the tap, and your brain will scream. You will feel a physical itch, a restlessness in your hands. You will reach for your pocket to check a phone that isn't there. You will feel phantom vibrations. You will sit down to work, and your mind will fog over. You will feel suddenly exhausted, even though you slept well. You will feel irritable. You will snap at people for no reason. The old you is trying to claw its way out of the grave. It is bargaining with you. Just one video. Just check the news for 5 minutes. I need to rest. This is not fatigue. This is neurochemical desperation. Your dopamine receptors have been downregulated. Because you flooded them for so long, they became numb. They needed huge spikes of stimulation just to feel normal. Now that the spikes are gone, you feel below baseline. You feel flat. You feel gray. Life feels colorless. Most people quit here. They think, something is wrong. I should be feeling inspired. Why am I feeling depressed? Listen to me. You are not depressed. You are detoxing. This pain is the evidence that it is working. The flatness you feel is your receptors healing. They are slowly becoming sensitive again. But to get them back, you must starve them. You must sit in the gray. You must endure the colorless days. And then you will meet the second enemy, the great boredom. Modern society has declared war on boredom. We treat boredom like a disease. If we have 3 seconds in an elevator, we pull out the phone. If we are waiting in line, we pull out the phone. We are terrified of a single moment of non-stimulation. But in monk mode, boredom is not the enemy. Boredom is the gateway. You must learn to sit in a room, do nothing, and not lose your mind. Blaise Pascal once said, all of humanity's problems stem from man's inability to sit quietly in a room alone. When you cannot run to distraction, you are forced to face the things you have been running from. This is why people hate silence. Because in the silence, the monsters come out. The insecurities you buried, they will surface. The memories of your failures, they will loop in your head. The doubts about your future, they will scream at you. This is the valley. It is dark. It is uncomfortable. It is lonely. And the only way out is through. Do not run from the boredom. Lean into it. Let it crush you. Let it burn away the need for entertainment. When you are sitting there, staring at a wall, feeling like your skin is crawling because you want to do something, anything other than just sit there, hold that line. That tension you feel? That is the death of the impulse. You are retraining your brain to disconnect discomfort from reaction. Before monk mode, the loop was feel discomfort, seek distraction. In monk mode, the loop becomes feel discomfort, stay. This is the superpower. If you can sit with your own demons and not blink, you become dangerous. Because a man who does not need to be entertained cannot be controlled. A man who can tolerate boredom can master any skill, read any book, and solve any problem. The 99% lose because they cannot handle the boredom of the process. They want the fireworks. But success is not fireworks. Success is doing the same boring thing every single day with savage consistency. So when the itch comes on day 5, smile at it. When the depression hits on day 8, welcome it. When the ghosts of your past haunt you on day 10, invite them in. Tell them, I am not going anywhere. I am not checking the phone. I am not eating the sugar. I am sitting right here in the fire until I burn the weakness out of my system. This is the forge. You are the metal. The boredom is the hammer. The heat is the withdrawal. Do not ask for it to be easy. Ask for it to be hot enough to melt the old you down to liquid, so we can pour you into a new mold. Hold the line. The break is coming. You have survived the initial detox. You are standing in the silence. The noise of the world has faded, and now you are left with something very rare in modern life: time. You have reclaimed hours of your day that used to be eaten by the screen. You have reclaimed mental energy that used to be burned on anxiety. Now we must answer the critical question: what do we do with this energy? If you leave this space empty, the weeds will grow back. Nature abhors a vacuum. We must fill this void with deliberate, heavy, high-value architecture. We are going to build the new avatar. In the Shaolin Temple, our day is not random. It is structured. It is rhythmic. It is designed to cultivate 3 specific domains: the body, the mind, and the spirit. In monk mode, you must adopt this triad. First, the body, the vessel of will. You cannot have a sovereign mind in a slave body. It is impossible. If your body is weak, if it is sluggish, if it is toxic, your thoughts will be weak, sluggish, and toxic. Every morning of this 30-day protocol must begin with physical suffering. I do not use that word lightly. I do not mean a gentle stretch. I mean training that takes you to the point of failure. Whether it is running, lifting, or martial arts, the goal is not just big muscles. The goal is to callous the mind. When you wake up, your body will say, I'm tired. It is cold. Let's skip today. By training immediately, you are sending a message to your nervous system. The mind commands. The body obeys. You are re-establishing the hierarchy. You are forcing the biology to submit to the will. When you push through the pain of the last rep or the burning of the lungs on a run, you are forging a spirit that does not quit when things get hard in business or in life. The sweat is the baptism of the new day. Second, the mind, the software of power. Once the body is awakened, the mind must be sharpened. The old you was a consumer. You consumed other people's ideas, other people's content, other people's lives. The new you is a creator and a scholar. In monk mode, you dedicate 4 hours a day to deep work. This is non-negotiable focused attention on your craft. No phone, no tabs open, no music with lyrics, just you and the task. In a world where the average attention span is 8 seconds, the ability to focus for 4 hours makes you a superhuman. This is where wealth is created. This is where mastery is built. While your competition is distracted by a notification, you are miles deep in the zone. But you must also upgrade the software. You must replace the junk data you used to consume with wisdom. Every day, you must read. Not tweets, not headlines, books, philosophy, strategy, history. You are overwriting the corrupted files of your old identity with the thoughts of the greatest men who ever lived. You are literally brainwashing yourself, washing the brain clean of mediocrity. Third, the spirit, the anchor of silence. This is the hardest part. The physical training releases endorphins. The work gives a sense of accomplishment. But the spirit requires stillness. Every day, you must sit. Zazen, meditation. This is not about relaxing. This is not about clearing your mind. It is about watching your mind. You sit against the wall. You close your eyes. And you observe the chaos. You watch the thoughts come and go without chasing them. You realize that you are not your thoughts. You are the observer of the thoughts. This practice creates a gap between stimulus and response. In that gap, you find your freedom. When you can sit in silence for 20 minutes without moving, you gain the power to sit in a chaotic business meeting without losing your temper. You gain the power to hear bad news without collapsing. You become the mountain. The rule of zero negotiation. Now listen to me. This routine, body, mind, spirit, sounds great on paper. Everyone wants to do it on day 1. But on day 12, it will rain. On day 15, you will have a headache. On day 20, you will feel sad. This is where the old you tries to negotiate. I worked hard yesterday, I can take it easy today. I'm not feeling inspired. Here is the secret of the master. We do not negotiate with terrorists. And your feelings are terrorists. They hold your potential hostage. You must adopt the rule of zero negotiation. It does not matter how you feel. The routine is not a suggestion. It is a law. Does the sun ask permission to rise? Does your heart ask permission to beat? No, they just do it. You must become mechanical in your execution. The alarm goes off, feet on the floor. The workout time comes, shoes on. The work block starts, phone away. You remove the decision from the process. Amateurs decide every day if they want to work. Masters decided once, 10 years ago, and they never thought about it again. When you stop negotiating with yourself, you free up massive amounts of mental energy. You stop wasting willpower on the question, should I do it? And you channel all that power into, how well can I do it? This is the forge. Heat, pressure, time. You are beating the raw iron of your potential into a shape that can cut through the world. And as you approach day 30, something strange will happen. You will not want to leave. You will realize that the cage of discipline is actually the only place you have ever been free. But the 30 days will end, and you will have to open the door. The sun rises on day 31. You open the door. You step out of the cave. You turn on your phone. You walk back into the city. And you will notice something terrifying. You will realize that while you were undergoing a violent spiritual surgery, while you were facing your demons, while you were evolving, the world stood still. Your friends are talking about the exact same drama they were talking about 30 days ago. The news is panicking about the exact same type of crisis. The social media feed is the same loop of vanity and noise. To them, only a month has passed. But to you, it feels like a lifetime. You are now a stranger in your own life. This is the re-entry shock, and this is where the final battle takes place. Because the moment you step back into the world will try to drag you back to your old baseline. Your environment functions like a thermostat. It has a set temperature of mediocrity. When you walk into the room radiating a new heat, the heat of discipline, of focus, of silence, the environment will try to cool you down. People will say, "You're back, let's go drink. Why are you so serious? Come on, relax a little, the challenge is over." They want the old you back. Because the old you made them feel comfortable. The new you makes them feel inadequate. You must understand, you are not back. The person they are looking for is dead. You buried him on day 1. Do not dig him up. The mistake most people make after monk mode is they treat it like a detox. They think, I was disciplined for 30 days, so now I deserve a reward. And their reward is to binge on the very poison they just escaped from. If you do this, you will undo 30 days of progress in 3 days.
The goal of monk mode was not to give you a vacation from your addiction. It was to break the addiction so you could choose freedom. Now that you re-enter the world, you must maintain the walled garden. You do not tear down the walls you built. You simply install a gate, and you keep the key. You can use the phone, but now you use it as a master, not a slave. You get the information you need, and you put it away. You do not scroll.
You can see your friends, but you do not engage in the gossip. You sit with them, you hold your presence, and if the conversation becomes toxic, you leave. You no longer fear missing out. You carry the silence of the monk mode with you into the noise of the marketplace. You will find that things that used to entertain you now seem boring. Video games feel empty. Netflix feels like a waste of life. Drunken conversations feel tragic. Do not force yourself to like them again just to fit in. This disgust is a gift. It is your soul rejecting low-quality inputs. Trust it. You have ascended to a new level of consciousness. The air is thinner here, but the view is clear. Do not descend back into the swamp just because you are lonely. It is better to walk alone as a lion than to graze in the herd as a sheep. We have walked a brutal path together. We held the funeral of the ego. We accepted that the old you was an addict, a puppet of dopamine, and we made the hard decision to cut the strings. We cleared the muddy water by letting it sit. We traversed the Valley of Withdrawal. We faced the itch, the depression, and the great boredom. We learned that boredom is not an enemy, but a gateway to truth. We learned to sit in the fire until we stopped burning. We built the forge of the spirit. We installed the non-negotiable triad of body, mind, and spirit. We learned the rule of zero negotiation. We replaced motivation with mechanical execution. And now, we stand at the threshold of the rest of your life. Monk mode is not a 30-day challenge. Monk mode is a revelation. It reveals to you what you are actually capable of when you stop sabotaging yourself. It shows you the raw power of a focused human mind. Once you have seen this power, you cannot unsee it. You have taken the red pill. You cannot go back to the matrix and pretend you don't know the truth. If you go back to your old habits now, it will be twice as painful. Because before you were ignorant. Now you are choosing to betray yourself. So, here is my final command to you. Do not let this video be just another hit of dopamine. Do not just agree with me and then scroll to the next video. Pick a date, mark it on the calendar. Say goodbye to the old you, and pick up the shovel. The grave is waiting. The silence is calling, and your destiny is on the other side of that 30 days. Kill the old you before he kills the future you. Execute gratitude.